Hey guys, this is Charles here from Strawberry Bricks, and we're gonna do a unboxing of the new Tangerine Dream box set. In Search of Hades. I got this off of Amazon UK. Now I'm based in America here, but for some reason or other, it was extremely inexpensive to purchase from the UK. It was released last Friday. Today is Wednesday. I received it already, so here it is. This covers the Virgin years, 73 to 79. As you know, Tangerine Dream was around before that time. They were started in the late 60s, and by, I believe, 1970, they had started to put a few albums out for the Or label. Those albums, where there were 4 of them, were firmly in the krautrock, I guess, vibe. And when they signed with Virgin, they very much created that sequencer sound that we're so familiar with. So this covers 73 to 79, so Phaedra through Force Majeure. So there's a couple of new stereo mixes. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I'm not really a revisionist history guy in terms of remixing. I'm completely satisfied with the original mixes. But for those of you that want to listen to something with slightly different ears, there's a couple of new stereo mixes here of Phaedra, and Ricochet. There's also some 5.1 surround mixes. That typically means that they had the original tapes, so they could go back. So it's a LP size box, hardcover. We're going to open it up, see what's inside. If you look at the back, it's massive, 18 discs. So we can start off with some of the original albums, right, from that period. So that's Phaedra, Rubicon, Ricochet, Stratosphere, Encore, and Force Majeure. You've got outtakes discs, 2 of them. 1, 2, some live recordings, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 live recordings there. Oedipus Tyrannus, which is previously unreleased, even though I think some of those tracks popped up from time to time. And there's also 2 Blu-rays, which of course have the surround mixes there. So LP size box, massive. Inside, we've got 2 albums that are the discs. So the first one here, In Search of Hades, discs 1 through 8. As you can see, they're all laid out pretty nicely. See if I can get a little better light. There we go. So it's got that classic Virgin label, right, on it. Roger Dean, right, created that. So we've got 8 discs here, and we got a further 8 here. And the 2 Blu-rays, so that's 18 discs total. Blu-rays, again, Steven Wilson seemed to have found a really nice niche in remixing classic albums. Good for him. So lots of music, lots of new music, lots of remastered music. Some of the comments I've read is that there's bonus tracks that don't necessarily mix with the albums, like Force Majeure. It's 3 tracks on that album. It's got a bonus track, which is not really from that period. So it's a minor quibble for people. And then you can see the live discs. It looks like maybe they just have different color label here for these. That's Ricochet. Of course, was a studio live, I guess, album. The big thing is the book. So, beautiful hardcover. Crisp. And inside here is complete titles, everything here. Some of the more interesting things is the Royal Albert Hall gig has Michael Hoenig in the band at that time. If you remember, Peter Baumann took a year off, I think, or maybe a couple of tours. I think it was something when they also went to Australia in '75. But so you've got Michael Hoenig with Edgar and Christoph. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, it's really the classic trio from '73 on. And then, of course, you get to the highly contentious but ultimately rewarding Force Majeure album, which had Klaus Krieger on drums and Steve Joliffe on wind instruments and vocals. It's an absolute fantastic record, probably one of my top 66. The bonus track, as I said, for Force Majeure is actually taken from the compilation 70/80, which came out, I think, shortly after 1980 on Virgin, and is another wonderful LP box that had one, I think, 6-side or so that had unreleased tracks. So they're also on the Cyclone here. So, and then you've got some visual content here from '76, BBC Old Grey Whistle Test. That's on one of the Blu-rays, and also Signale aus der Schwäbische Straße, which is a NDR German documentary, and also Oedipus Tyrannus has a 5/1 mix there as well. So the book itself, packed with everything you'd want to see, I imagine. Tons of press photos, classic photo like this one here. The Melting Record, which is a great advertisement. I got to thank Matt Howarth for putting that on the Strawberry Bricks cover. If take a look at his artwork, right in the middle, we've got that, because Tangerine Dream are definitely a band from the '70s that you have to know. It's just huge. So, they went from experimental music to electronic music, symphonic music, pretty much everything in between. Some Manor tapes, right, which is pretty awesome. Originals there. You can see all the way through. So, beautiful book. Lots of words, lots of clippings. There's that Melting album again. And that's it. So, some original art there. Nice large print for old folks like me. Tons of pictures. Ricochet. Pictures of Coventry Cathedral. This is a big tour they did in '75. I think they got banned in Europe from some places. And then Stratosphere. I have to talk a little bit about this album. This, as an American, a lot of this music was very difficult to find, and if anyone tells you otherwise, I don't know what to say. They worked at a record store or something, but this album, Stratosphere, was a big push. This 1976 it came out. I remember, I think I bought it at JCPenney. Around the same time, there was a big push into America. They toured, right, which is the Encore album. They toured North America in 77. I believe some of the Encore album came from that. Here it is. I can remember the ad in our Milwaukee Journal for Tangerine Dream at the Summerfest Fairgrounds. I think it was there. And then also at the same time, the Sorcerer movie came out. So that's a great film, but famously starring Roy Scheider. It's a William Friedkin remake of French film Wages of Fear. Tangerine Dream did the soundtrack, and there was a lot of press. So this is 76, 77, lots of press, lots of, recognition, and it's easy to find Tangerine Dream albums. They were in every record store, and it wasn't just in the import bins. Cyclone came out, very contentious album because it had vocals. However, it's a great record, one of their finest, I think, and it's also was their most popular record in Germany at the time. So quickly followed by Force Majeure. These are kind of high school years for me. Great memories with those records. It was Clear, right? This one came out on clear vinyl, and there you have it. It's a beautiful box set. Like I said, I ordered from the UK and got it pretty quick. Cost me 103 pounds, which is just over 125 bucks. So that's a pretty good deal. We don't get charged VAT when they send out of England to the US, so you save about 20% right there. Very short credits here. There's a little bit on social media about who's thanked and not thanked, but that's the music biz for you. And again, so Tangerine Dream box set, In Search of Hades, the Virgin recordings, 73 to 79. You got 18 discs, including 2 Blu-rays, and a beautiful album-sized box set. So you can check out more on strawberrybricks.com, and happy listening.